Hi, I'm Lulu Nusity. Welcome to the first installment of Elders Among Us, a podcast series produced by the 8th grade at Charleston Elementary School. In this series, we are chronicling our learning as we explore the wisdom and life experiences of community elders by interviewing local volunteers who have lived long and eventful lives. For this first podcast, we recorded ourselves talking about our hopes for and concerns about the project before it really got rolling. The first thing we asked each other was what we thought the project was about, what it entailed, and what ideas we had about what was ahead of us. Maria, DeVere, and Eliza thought the goals of this project were to see what changes have happened in the world.
We're going to be asking them questions about what experiences they lived through in their lives, like wars, other major events, and see how how the community has changed through their point of view.
See how much the world has changed and how the technology has changed all over.
It's to see the changes in culture, the changes in communication, and to see the wisdom that comes from living a long life.
Taylor thought the purpose of this project was to bring the elders into the community.
The purpose of this project is to learn about our elders and make them feel a part of the community.
Zach and I had different opinions of what skills would be needed.
You have to have the ability to kind of smooth around certain things, certain comments that might make you feel uncomfortable.
We need to learn how to be patient with each other and how to work together.
Everyone agreed that this project is very different from what we normally do.
We get to take a more in-depth look of what kind of wisdom people have after a long lifetime and what they can offer a much younger crowd.
We usually are just sitting at our desks and reading a text and answering questions, but now we actually are the ones who get to ask the questions and learn from actual people, hear it from the actual people.
But it's quite different too because normally we don't go to other places to talk about them.
With this project, we're going to be able to meet new people that have interesting things to share.
We also asked one another what our hopes for the project were and what we expected to get out of it.
I hope that I can get a broader historical, experience from people. Learn stuff from maybe a more emotional point of view, more than just from a textbook. Actually learn how people thought and experienced things.
I hope to achieve new skills, good communication skills, and patience with the elders, because not all of them you might not have a lot of patience in the beginning, you're questioning them and they just don't answer for a second because they don't hear you or something like that.
I'm hoping maybe walk away with some advice, potentially.
What I expect is to learn key things to living a happy life and how to fulfill our dreams and keep moving on even when times get rough.
By the end of the project, I hope to achieve making a podcast and getting to know more about the elder and what the old days used to be like.
Well, my hope for us to achieve is that we get to talk to the elders and hopefully get the ability to pass on their knowledge to younger generations.
I really hope to achieve some wisdom that I can use and learn, that will help me in my life that they've learned over time.
I expect us to learn more hands-on skills, because you can sit and talk about something for 6 hours, and then when you actually have to do it, you have no clue how to do it. So,
well, the learning I expect to take place is a lot of pretty unexpected learning, stuff that I wouldn't probably uncover if I just didn't do this project, so I'm excited.
Of course, we all had concerns as well, so we asked one another to reflect on what worries we had and what challenges we thought we might face. Maria, Eliza, and Alex had some ideas about what the biggest challenges would be.
Probably being able to get splice all of our information together into one smooth podcast, because that can be difficult.
I think the most challenging part out of the whole thing will be getting to know them.
Probably the most challenging part of the project is sharing this wisdom with the community. There's a lot of technology we can do, but it can only do so much. Sharing it with people in the community and help helping it be effective to them is probably challenging.
Maria, Debbie, Eliza, Hannah, and Alex have many concerns for this project.
I'm kind of concerned about maybe asking the elders the questions because they might perhaps take offense to certain questions.
I'm worried about like the field trips because they'll be time consuming and it'll take time to get there. So you might not have as much time as you want to question the elders.
I'm also worried about like maybe offending the elder I'm assigned to, like asking a question and maybe them taking it the wrong way.
I'm worried about, like, what if the elders don't like what you're saying?
They grew up a time where phones weren't the big thing and all these trendy stuff was not a big thing.
Eliza, Taylor, and Lulu said what obstacles they would face.
Like the most challenging part of like this project, I think, will be getting to know our elders in the beginning of our trip to their homes, because we don't, like I said, they're strangers, so we don't know who they are, so some of us might be a little shy at first.
I'm worried about maybe upsetting the elder that I'm interviewing, or might say something, or they might say something that kind of throws me off track, I guess.
I'm partly concerned because we are putting our thoughts together in the book, and they might be criticized, and we might have different people's thoughts in the book rather than our own.
We also talked about what parts of the project excited us as we look forward to this new experience.
I'm probably looking forward to making the podcast because then all the information will be gathered together and then you'll see what everyone has gotten for answers. And
I'm actually really excited to learn how simple it was instead of how complicated everything is now.
Definitely my communicative skills, because again, we'll have to be there and talk to the elders.
Actually hear a person who might have survived through World War II.
The parts I'm looking forward to are like gaining that knowledge about life, important things about life that could be useful for me.
The thought of learning new things and being able to work with my peers without fighting or confusion or probably frustration excites me.
Finally, we asked each other how we felt about trying to produce a podcast series. What would it mean to be recording our thoughts and sharing our learning with the community?
it'll be a mashup of everybody's information instead of just separate information from all of us.
I also think that sharing our learning with the community is a great idea because it gives them a chance to look into what we're learning in humanities. Like some people might want to know what their kids or what the kids in their community are learning about.
I think that sharing and learning will be good for the elderly because they haven't really been to school in a while. We can teach them about what we're learning now, and then they can tell us what's different about what they used to learn.
It'd be interesting to see how other people react to it.
I'm kind of happy because we won't be just doing the project and getting it over with. We will be able to have that memory of each step of doing it.
Other people can listen to it and learn the same things we did.
They might not necessarily know what we learn, and it might be important to them. They might learn something that's very valuable.
Thank you for listening. This is Lulu Nusity asking you to please join us again for the next installment of our Elders Among Us podcast series. We're looking forward to sharing this experience and the wisdom of local elders with you as the project unfolds. As you tune in, we hope that you will learn, explore, and experience the project right alongside us. See you then!